The following is a radio interview with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on May 25th, 1975, in Fiji.
Why did you choose to go to America and propagate the teachings of Lord Krishna in a Western country?
Because Indian people being subjugated for at least 1,000 years, they have lost their original culture. And being poverty-stricken, they are simply after money, by hook and crook. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that bhogai sajja prasaktana taya apuhita chetasa. Persons who have lost their consciousness on account of being too much attached to material enjoyment, they cannot understand this concept. So I thought that America, they have enjoyed enough of this material happiness, money and women, and they are now becoming disappointed. So they are at least on the platform of renunciation. They don't want any more, like their fathers and grandfathers. Of course, they are not guided. Therefore, I prefer to go there to guide them. So, almost 50% of my devotees are there collected from these disappointed persons, young men. They are going astray. So they appreciate that I have saved them. Therefore, they are after me, this younger generation, and they are helping me in broadcasting this Krishna consciousness. So I think my attempt was successful.
This Oriental philosophy generally, and in particular the Krishna consciousness, has found a lot of devotees in the Western civilization. What is the main reason for this?
You are thinking this is Oriental civilization, but that is not the fact. The fact is, this is human civilization. There is no question of East and West. Every living being, not only human being, even other beings, there are 8,400,000 forms of life. And Krishna claims that sarvajonishu kaunteya sambhavanti murtayaja tasang mahajjani brahma ahang vira pradipya. So, Krishna is for the aquatics, the animals in the water, the vast sea, there are so many animals. Then from the water, the trees are coming out. Jalajana mulakhani, sabra lakhavinsati. In this evolutionary process is going on. But all of them, living entities and part and parcel of God, Krishna. So, by the evolutionary process, they come to the human form of life. Now there is developed consciousness. Now the human being has to decide which way he has to go. Again to the lower species of life or higher forms of life. The higher forms of life are there in the upper planetary system. Their duration of life, material standard of living, very, very comfortable, 1,000 times better than here. So, Krishna says that if you like to go to the higher planetary system, you can go there. It is said, Janti deva brata deva if you cultivate yourself for going to the higher planetary system, first of all we have to understand that we are eternal, part and parcel of Krishna. We are simply changing body. This is material condition. Either lower grade of bodies or higher grade of bodies, but we have to change. Tatha dehantara prapti. Just like we are changing our bodies from childhood to babyhood, babyhood to boyhood, boyhood to youthhood, then old age. Similarly, when this body will be finished, no more usable, then we'll have to accept another body. But the present civilization is so foolish, they do not know, even big professors have taught, that there is life after death. They do not know. Although it is very evident that they have no such knowledge, even common sense, and that big educationist. Anyway, there is no such department which deals with the transmigration of the soul. That is the defect of the modern civilization. So there is transmigration of the soul by evolution, by transmigration of the soul. We have come to this human form of life. Now, here we have to decide, because we are part and parcel of God, a small particle of the same quality. God is fully independent. We have got also a little independence. So God does not interfere with our independence. Now here we have to decide which way again we shall go. We have come by the evolution, by nature's way. Prakritikyamarani, gunai karmani. Nature has brought us and given us a chance whether we shall go to our original spiritual life or we shall remain in this material world by changing body one after another. That is to be decided. Krishna consciousness movement is educating people. Stop your so-called material advancement. You come again back to home, back to God. Therefore our paper's name is Back to God. Don't make any false advancement. You will never be happy. This is our propaganda. It is called Nimitti Marga. Nimitti Marga means stop material way of life. Begin spiritual way of life and come to Godhead, Krishna, back to home, back to Godhead. Tattadihang punarjananeti. If you cultivate spiritual life, then after giving up this body we have to give up. This is material. And after giving up this body, we can accept, we can continue our spiritual body, or we can accept again material body. That will require our sense how to cultivate. So if we cultivate spiritual life, some percentage, not that everyone will be able, at least the higher class, higher section of the society, if they cultivate spiritual life and remain ideal, so others may follow. This is our problem.
Coming back to this question of the Western type of civilization, do you feel that this, the success of the movement in the Western society is an indication of the need being felt by the Western man that he has been lacking in spiritual
Yes.
ideologies?
Yeah. But the thing is that they are very intelligent, there is no doubt about it. Materially, they are always advanced. Materially, when they are manufacturing machine of the yardstick, in India we are manufacturing sewing machine or cycle. I have seen in the world where the Indians were very proud of manufacturing cycle and sewing machine, whereas the Americans and Europeans, they are showing how subtle machine of this jet plane are there. So, materially, they are advanced. There is no doubt about it. 100 years. But spiritually they are not. Therefore, I am an Indian, poor Indian, they are coming to me. Because they understand that spiritually, not only me, any Swami or go, they clout if there is something spiritual. Unfortunately, the other Swamis, they go, they exploit them, they cheat them. They do not, neither they do know what is spiritual life, neither they could give them. For example, for the last 200 years or more than that, the Swamis are going. Not a single person was a Krishna devotee in the history, in the Western country. But now we are putting Bhagavad Gita as it is, hundreds and thousands are coming.
Swamiji, it's been said sometimes that India has too much philosophy and the West has too much materialism.
Yes.
Where is the right balance in this modern world?
The balance is that it should be reciprocal exchange. What you haven't got, you give me. What I haven't got, I give you. This should be the process of exchange. Then the world will be united. When there is exchange of gifts, but our India followed the principle for begging. Give me man, give me money, give me wheat, give me rice, give me war materials. Simply begging. So we must give something. This is the first time we are giving something. Otherwise India was a beggar, simply, to the Western country. For the technical education, they are going to this. And when there is war, they are asking, please give us war materials. And when they give war materials to Pakistan, we become envious. But you are also taking rice, dal, war materials. So why should you remain beggar?
Finally, Swamiji, what is the relevance of Krishna consciousness in our modern society? What would be the relevance of Krishna's teaching in
relevance when you are spirit soul. You are not this body. This thing first you have to understand. Aham Brahmasmi. That is India's philosophy, that I am spirit soul. And if you realize Brahmasmi, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, Nasuchati. As soon as you realize that you are not this material body, you are spirit soul, then immediately you become jolly. Prasannatma. Prasannatma means na sochati, na kahankati. He has no more any hankering for things which he does not possess. No more any lamenting which he has lost. Take for example that we have lost our portion of country as Pakistan and fighting since this was a plan by the British government that divides them in such a way they will perpetually fight. They will never be happy. This was the plan that has been successful. But we are lamenting. Both Pakistan is lamenting or not, I do not know, but Hindustan is lamenting. Gandhi was against this partition. But Jawaharlal Nehru, just to become Prime Minister, immediately divided. So, these things are going on. So, lamenting. We have lost. But if you take this Krishna consciousness movement very seriously, you can make the whole world Hindustan.